Hello and welcome to this week's LOLC Securities Weekly Market Roundup. I am Tharandu Sekara.
And I am Megara Vijayamana, and this is the sound of profitability. Sri Lanka's merchandise export earnings for the first 4 months of the year have reached a record high of $3.98 billion, whilst reflecting a 3.55% year-on-year growth compared to last year.
April merchandise export earnings declined by 4.10% year-on-year to $814 million, while showcasing a 29% drop compared to March 2024. Despite this, total exports for April saw a marginal year-on-year increase of 1.25% to $1.14 billion, given the strong performance in services export earnings. In April 2024, the estimated value of services exports was over $300 million, showing a significant increase of 19.28% compared to the same month in 2023.
The inflation of Sri Lanka, as measured by the National Consumer Price Index, has gone up to 2.7% in April after dipping to 2.5% in March. This is according to statistics from the Department of Census and Statistics. The food group inflation increased to 3.3% in April from 5% in March, and the non-food group inflation increased to 2.3% in April from 0.7% in March 2024. The contribution of non-food items was at 1.28%. Non-food items were mainly contributed from alcoholic beverages, tobacco and narcotics at 0.47%, health at 0.005%, transport at 0.76%, communication at 0.05%, education at 0.41%, restaurants and hotels at 0.24%, and miscellaneous goods and services at 0.08%. In a major developing story on bidders for the national airline, Sri Lankan Airlines, we are looking at a possible consortium between John Keells Holdings, Hayleys plc and Aitken Spence coming forward to have a majority stake in the airline and also to manage it. This speculated development follows a decision to enlarge the scope of the planned restructuring cum divestiture of the state ownership of the national carrier. This proposal, if pursued, will see the Treasury retaining 49% as part of taking over $500 million of debt of the national carrier. This speculation of homegrown consortium also comes in the aftermath of a poor global response to the original request for qualification for the sale of the entirety of state holdings in Sri Lankan Airlines.
And now it's time for this week's corporate highlights. Top professional Manil Jayasinghe has been appointed to the board of John Keells Holdings plc as an independent non-executive director from the 1st of July 2024. Meanwhile, Hemas Holdings plc has announced the appointment of their Group Chief People's Officer, Ravi Jayasekara, as the acting CEO until a full-time successor is appointed.
Ravi counts over 20 years of leadership experience in human resources, currently serving as the Vice President of the HR Professionals Association of Sri Lanka. Manil is a fellow member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Sri Lanka, CIMA UK, and a fellow member of the Certified Management Accountants of Sri Lanka, as well as a member of the Chartered Institute of Public Finance and Accountancy. He is currently serving as the chairman of the Statutory Accounting Standards Committee, a member of the Statutory Auditing Standards Committee, and serves on many other committees of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Sri Lanka.
Major corporates have alerted the public about possible scams using WhatsApp groups under their name, where the public is encouraged to engage in marketing promotion activities via social and digital marketing mediums in return for various rewards. These multiple scams have been carried out by different groups, and many big names have alerted the public that they have no affiliation with the original corporate names. The WhatsApp groups are created using a list of numbers and usually shows a corporate logo in the display picture. They pretend to represent a company that would ask usually to like, comment or share content in return for a payment. Some of the scams have been originated using foreign mobile numbers as well. Some scams have tried to get access to the bank accounts of the participants too. The public is being advised to be vigilant on such matters and report about them to the nearest authorities.
Luxury home prices in key Asian cities are soaring. Prime property prices, defined as the top 5% of the market, fell by 2% in New York and London. But in key Asian cities, it's a different story.
Higher borrowing costs and recession fears have hampered some high-end property markets in the US and Europe. In a different note, housing prices have soared in Manila, with the overall economy in the Philippines growing at the strongest rate in all of Southeast Asia. In Tokyo, a weaker yen and lower borrowing costs have boosted demand from foreign investors. And in Mumbai, luxury housing growth has been in line with India's booming economy.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's LOLC Securities Weekly Market Roundup. No matter what investment decision you make it with the right intent. We will see you next week.